In 2026, Harley Davidson is preparing to revive one of its most intriguing names from the past, the Sprint. For longtime Harley fans, that name carries a bit of history. The original Sprint was a lightweight, Italian-built Harley from the 1960s and 70s, a time when the company experimented beyond its traditional heavyweight cruisers. Now, after decades, the Sprint is coming back with a modern twist, and it's designed to bring new riders into the Harley family without breaking the bank. This new 2026 Harley Davidson Sprint is officially confirmed as an entry-level motorcycle, aimed squarely at affordability and accessibility. Harley has been open about its plan to reintroduce the Sprint as a smaller, more practical bike that lowers the barrier to entry for younger and first-time riders. According to sources like motorcycle.com and NDTV, Harley wants the Sprint to attract those who admire the Harley brand, but don't want to start with a big, heavy, or expensive model. The company has learned from the success of its X350 and X440 projects in Asia, and wants to replicate that formula for a global market, especially in the United States. The Sprint is expected to make its first official appearance to Harley's dealer network in October 2025, with a public debut shortly after. This timeline positions it perfectly for a 2026 release, giving Harley plenty of time to build anticipation and position it as a new kind of gateway into the brand. For years, Harley Davidson's challenge has been appealing to younger generations who see motorcycles as lifestyle statements rather than just machines. The Sprint seems to be Harley's answer to that challenge. Now let's talk about price. One of the biggest talking points about the 2026 Sprint is its incredible affordability. Harley Davidson is targeting a launch price below $6,000. That's a bold move for a brand known for premium pricing. According to reports from motorcycle.com and Benzinga, this price point isn't just about competing. It's about redefining Harley's image in the entry-level market. For comparison, that's less than half the price of a typical Harley cruiser and directly competitive with small displacement bikes from Honda, Yamaha, and KTM. It's a clear signal that Harley wants a bigger slice of the beginner and commuter segments. Of course, there's still a lot Harley hasn't revealed. Official specs remain tightly under wraps, and the company has yet to confirm details like engine displacement, horsepower, or torque. However, speculation from sources such as GearRiders.com and Yakalog suggests that the new Sprint will feature a small displacement engine, likely in the 400 to 500 cubic centimeter range. That's a smart sweet spot for new riders, powerful enough for highway riding, yet light and manageable in city traffic. Interestingly, there's talk that Harley might step away from its traditional V-twin layout for this bike. Rumors point to a parallel twin or even a single-cylinder configuration, which would simplify engineering, reduce costs, and make the bike easier to maintain. That's a practical approach for a motorcycle designed to bring in first-time riders. When it comes to design, Harley seems to be drawing inspiration from its own history. The 1960s and 70s Sprint models had a distinctly European feel, because they were originally produced in collaboration with Italy's Aermacchi. The modern version, according to sources like Car and Bike and Motorcycle.com, is expected to echo that retro style with heritage-inspired cues, possibly a round headlight, minimalist bodywork, and a simple, clean tank shape. It'll likely keep the look raw and classic, but with modern finishing touches. Don't expect high-end chrome or luxury finishes here. The new Sprint will probably lean towards simplicity and function over flash. Reports suggest that Harley is intentionally keeping the build straightforward. Less premium detailing, fewer frills, and more practicality. That's how they'll hit the sub-$6,000 price target, while maintaining quality and reliability. In terms of features, don't look for cutting-edge tech. This is expected to be a minimalist machine with just the essentials. Think of it as Harley's version of a modern classic commuter. GearRiders.com reports that the Sprint will likely include standard ABS for safety and LED lighting for better visibility. But beyond that, it probably won't have complex ride modes, TFT screens, or advanced electronics. That decision aligns with the bike's focus: simplicity, reliability, and ease of use. Lightweight materials and a simpler frame design are also expected. The goal is to make the Sprint nimble, easy to handle, and friendly for daily rides. With less weight and a lower seat height, it should be far less intimidating than Harley's larger models. A comfortable upright seating position and basic suspension setup would make it ideal for city riding or short weekend trips. Now let's talk about who this bike is for. Harley is clearly targeting a new generation of riders, people who might be getting on a motorcycle for the first time or returning after years away. The Sprint is designed for urban commuters, younger enthusiasts, and those who want to experience the Harley brand without committing to a big cruiser. According to Team BHP and other reports, Harley is also looking at international markets for the Sprint. That includes regions like Southeast Asia, where smaller displacement bikes dominate the roads, as well as Europe and Latin America. By going small and affordable, Harley-Davidson is essentially broadening its reach. The Sprint could become a stepping stone model, a first taste of Harley ownership that leads riders to upgrade to larger models later. It's a strategy that mirrors what brands like BMW and KTM have done successfully with their 300 and 390 series bikes. Still, there are a few big unknowns. Harley hasn't shared any concrete details about the engine's bore and stroke, horsepower, or torque figures. We don't yet know the weight the transmission setup, or whether it'll have a slipper clutch. Even the braking system remains a mystery, whether it'll have single or dual discs, and how advanced the ABS system will be. The same goes for the suspension type, travel range, and the overall geometry of the bike. We also don't know where the Sprint will be built. Harley has manufacturing partnerships around the world, including facilities in India and Thailand. It's possible the Sprint will be assembled outside the United States to keep costs low, but that hasn't been confirmed. Wherever it's made, the design and quality control will still reflect Harley's global standards. Aesthetically, enthusiasts are eager to see how Harley blends old-school design with modern practicality. There's speculation about color options and finishes, perhaps matte blacks, metallic silvers, or vintage-style paint jobs inspired by the 1970s Sprint lineup. As for the interior elements, or what we'd call the rider interface, the bike will likely feature simple analog or semi-digital instrumentation. Expect a clean cluster with basic indicators rather than a full-screen display. What makes the Sprint particularly exciting is its potential impact. A sub-$6,000 Harley could attract a whole new audience. College graduates, young professionals, and city dwellers who've always admired the Harley badge but couldn't justify the price. If the bike delivers on design, quality, and performance, it could become one of Harley's most important models in years. It's also part of a broader shift in the motorcycle industry, where even premium brands are creating affordable entry points to grow their base. Of course, being a Harley-Davidson, the Sprint isn't just about transportation. It's about attitude, style, and brand identity. Even with a smaller engine and a lower price, it's expected to carry the signature Harley character. Authentic design, a bit of ruggedness, and that unmistakable road presence. Once it launches, the Sprint will likely compete with models like the Honda Rebel 500, Yamaha MT-03, and KTM Duke 390. Each of these bikes offers strong performance and style for under $7,000. So Harley will need to make sure the Sprint offers not just affordability, but also a sense of heritage and identity that others can't match. If Harley pulls it off, the Sprint could become the motorcycle that reintroduces the brand to a whole new generation of riders. It's a bold and strategic move, combining nostalgia with modern practicality. And at a time when the motorcycle market is increasingly competitive, a lightweight, affordable Harley with genuine personality might be exactly what the brand needs. As we wait for the official unveiling, one thing is clear: the 2026 Harley Davidson Sprint represents more than just a new bike. It's a statement about where Harley is headed, back to its roots but with a fresh mindset. It's proof that even a company known for massive cruisers can build something simple, stylish, and accessible without losing its soul. Whether you're a lifelong Harley fan or just someone curious about motorcycles, the Sprint could be the most interesting new ride of 2026.